Before we begin, listen all the way through. Then visit the posts for today's Abraham quiz to see how well you've absorbed the teachings. Enjoy the session.
Now, we know that hearing these words from us won't be enough to make you remember it and believe it fully, because you've been picking up things along your vibrational trail. You didn't learn to not like yourself the first time someone didn't like you. You protested. The first time someone said you were bad, you knew they were wrong. You tried to convince them otherwise, and had they not been bigger, you would have won. The other day, Jerry and Esther were in a restaurant in a little alcove with 3 other tables, and a little boy was having a meal with his mother. And they had finished the meal, and he had been there much longer than he was happy being there. And for some reason, the server was taking a very long time bringing the check to them. And he was restless and beginning to be vocal. And his mother, who was aware of the close proximity to other people, kept hushing him, but it was not working. And finally, she said to him, "You are a very bad boy." And he protested with a volume that everyone in the restaurant could hear, "Me not bad." And he meant it. He knows he is not bad, and it is so uncomfortable when his mother, who he wants to believe, is so wrong about something that he is so sure about. She did not believe him, however, because she has been practicing those thoughts much longer than he. She was certain that he was bad, and she was also certain that everyone around there would agree with her. So Esther turned to her and said, "I have to agree with your little one. I think he is an angel. In fact, there are not words to describe the goodness that he is." And the little boy looked at Esther, and he smiled from inside out. His new friend who understood and saw him as he knew he was. And his mother, who wants with all of her heart to believe that, and was really more concerned about what other people thought anyway, went along with it. And then a man at another table chimed in. He agreed too. "I've been enjoying him also," he said. And then the tardy waiter came with the check and had 2 pieces of candy, which she offered to the little one. And he reached with his little hands for the candy, so excited to have it, when his mother snatched them back and gave them back to the server and said, "No, he can't have candy." And then the man across the aisle reached into his pocket and pulled out a coin, a large coin, and handed it to the little boy. And he took it with such satisfaction. It was an interesting thing to watch this battle. It was not a battle of good and evil. It was a battle of believing in one's goodness or not believing in one's goodness. It doesn't take too much of hanging around with people you trust. You know, the ones that give you the food, the ones who seem to be the vortex through which your sustenance flows. It doesn't take too much hanging around with those who seem to be in control of where your well-being is coming from to begin to understand that you better please them first. And the unfortunate thing about that is that in the moment that it is important to you that you please your mother, or that you please your teacher, or that you please your government, or that you please those in power, the moment that it becomes more important to you that you please something outside of you, you begin to diminish your awareness of what you are doing with your vibration. And the thing that is so screwy about that is that what you are doing with your vibration is really the only thing that matters, because it is the only thing that affects your point of attraction. If you could maintain a vibration of well-being and a vibration of expecting well-being to come to you, there could not be someone come into your experience, no matter how big, bad, and awful they seem, no matter how strong they seem, they could not get into your experience and mess it up. So what it comes down to is now you are adults, and now you are out from under the wings of your parents. Now you must make a decision that you are going to control your own vibrational offering, which means you're going to pay attention to the way you feel, which means you're going to offer a vibration that feels good to you when you offer it, which means you're going to clean up your point of attraction, which means only good things can come to you. It is not a good idea to get on a soapbox or get on the bandwagon of pushing against injustice, because you cannot push against anything without achieving vibrational alignment with it. And when you achieve vibrational alignment with the injustice that you are so justified in feeling, then the injustice becomes a match to your experience. And then you say, see, I told you we needed to do something about this. And we say, we agree with you. You do need to do something about it. But you cannot push against what you do not want without becoming a part of it. This is a universe that is based on inclusion. There is no exclusion. When you say no to something, you include it in your vibration. When you say yes to something, you include it in your vibration. So if there are things out there that are troubling to you, you've got to take your attention from them. We know it is fun. We know it is interesting. We know it is interesting in the sense that you like to use your minds and you like to feel involved and you like to contemplate things. And all of that is part of the sorting process that continues the evolution of this time-space reality. All that is expands because you have exposure to experiences that cause you to emit vibrations. Every time an injustice occurs and you see it, you emit a vibration that screams for people treating people better. You do. And the world becomes a better place because of your exposure to the thing you didn't want that made you clear about what you do want. But you cannot then fall back into your fear or fall back into your anger and let that be the dominant part of your vibration without pinching off your own well-being. You just can't do it. So when you say, I want to be in support of something or someone, we say, be in support of what feels good when you think about it. And there's such a big difference in thinking about freedom and thinking about lack of freedom. There's a big difference in thinking about wellness and thinking about sickness. And so many of our physical friends don't get that. You think because you're talking about the subject of health that you're talking about being healthy. And we say, every subject is two subjects. There is that which is wanted on one end of the stick and that which is not wanted on the other end of the stick. And you can tell which end of the stick of every subject is activated within you by the way it feels to you. If it feels good, you're in alignment with well-being. If it feels less than good, you're not. The way you feel about you is everything. The way you feel about you is everything. We know it feels trite. The word worthiness has been bandied around in your physical time-space reality for a long time, and many of you are just flat out tired of talking about it because you want to feel worthy. You're just not all that sure what it means. And we want to say to you that what the feeling of worthiness means is, I know that good abounds and I expect that it will come to me. That's what worthy means. Worthy means I get what I choose. Worthy means law of attraction is fair. Worthy means I'm offering a vibration. Source knows the vibration. Everything is vibrating. Law of attraction will bring to me things that match the vibration that I'm offering. But worthy means I understand that I come forth from the source of goodness, from the source of well-being. No matter what I have done, and no matter what anybody else thinks about what I have done nothing to thwart my relationship with the stream other than what I am doing vibrationally that thwarts the stream. In other words, no one outside of you, there is not a God, there is not a source, no one is looking at you and saying, yes, I see that in the past you did this and this and this, and therefore you will be deprived of well-being in response to those actions.